How good was this long break for guys that didn't play?
Yeah, I think it's good. You know, you try to use it to your advantage. Try to get the rest and get away from the game a little bit. Obviously, in the back of your mind, you know that we got some big games coming up and a big stretch to the end of the season. So it's good to get back here, get 4 practices in before our next game, and then we got a lot of games the rest of the way.
Oh, especially with a new coach, relatively new still, just having a little mini camp like this.
Yeah, that's kind of what he said to us today. He's gonna use it as like a mini training camp, and we're gonna go over stuff every day and get our legs back as well. So you can see today, pace was fast, a lot of skating up and down the ice, and getting back into it right away.
A nice little competitive shootout there at the end.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, I actually love the practice today. Just getting up and down the ice, feeling tired, feeling, out of breath, and then finishing it off with a scrimmage, I think is great. Great way to get back into the game and kind of feel the way the game's going to be and playing hockey. So I love that stuff.
How much have you watched of the formations tournament?
I watched a lot of the games. Yeah. In Cabo there, sitting. It's sunny out, and I'm sitting in my hotel room watching hockey. But it's good. I mean, it's I think first and foremost, it's been great for the game, the growth of the game, the attention it's gotten, and just the type of hockey as well, right? It's been so fun to watch. So it's been fun keeping tabs on it, and obviously a huge game on Thursday night.
That Saturday game, where does that rank as far as the ones you've seen?
I mean, the start of the game was just like you find yourself just kind of laughing to yourself, right? But obviously Keith Tkachuk was a great player and had a great career, and to raise 2 kids that are fighting for Team USA 3 seconds in the game, that's got to be an incredible feeling for him, and obviously. Happy they got the win too. It's nice to see him win that, but it was a crazy start.
What was your reaction to Dylan's goal and obviously the way he's played overall for that?
I mean, just so happy for him. I think it seemed like he started kind of down there in the lineup and not playing as much the first game, and then when he gets the opportunity and the chance, he's going to play well and do all he can with his opportunity. So I thought he played great that game, and had a couple more chances as well. I think he hit the post and kind of had like an open net, and then to see him score on the 2-on-1, the excitement, and just how big of a goal that was. It was cool to see. Very happy for him.
Has this tournament gotten beyond expectations, you think, Patrick? It seems like everybody's been waiting for this, obviously, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think, just the fact that it's best on best in 9 years, and it's been a long time, and you can see the build up to that. So, I mean, you put the games and atmosphere like Montreal at the Bell Center with the Canadian fans and the atmosphere. I think it's only gonna bring out the best in you as a player. So I mean, every guy is playing well. And there's no one that's like sticking out and not playing well. All the guys are playing well and doing what they have to do to win. So it seems like everyone's taking it pretty serious.
Did you hit Dylan up after his goal on Saturday night? You sent him a text or a phone call?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What's it been like for you, Patrick? Like you've played in so many of these best on best tournaments for Team USA. Obviously, I would assume you would love to be there yourself, but just to have to watch this one from the sidelines, like what's that been like emotionally, psychologically?
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, you definitely want to be there, and you feel like you're missing out on some great hockey and great opportunity too. So, it is what it is. I mean, personally, you feel like. You start looking back. I mean, we missed 9 years of it, right? So, like, those were, the first, 4, 5, 6 years of those 9 years were some of my best hockey I played in my life, So, obviously, you think about those opportunities that were missed, whether it was the, 18 Olympics or 22 Olympics or not having the World Cup at all. But, it is what it is. I mean, I had my opportunities, I was there in 2010 and, lost in overtime in the gold medal game 2014 where we had a really good team too. We were right there and got to play in the 2016 World Cup too. So I mean, obviously you want as many opportunities as possible, but you see the type of hockey this is and the excitement it brings and the growth of the game. It's just seems to me like it's the best way to grow the game. So it's unfortunate, it's been 9 years.
I would assume 26 is still a goal for you though next year, the Olympics.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that would be an amazing opportunity, and I think this year I didn't play well enough to be picked for the team. So I mean, it's not like I'm blaming anyone or anything besides myself, but you want to put your best foot forward, whether it's the rest of this year or the start of next year, and give yourself a chance.
How does it compare as far as representing Team USA versus international tournament versus the NHL playoffs and representing the team that you?
No, I think it's similar. I think one thing about the playoffs is it's just such a grind, right? It could be 2.5 months, and you're playing 7-game series, and in these international tournaments, you get to the after the round robin, it's do or die. You lose, you're going home, or you win, you're moving on. So I think it's a little bit different in that sense, where it's one game, winner take all, and then you move on. But I think the intensity, the atmosphere from the crowd, it seemed like, and just playing what is going to be like a big game. I think it's unbelievable for your mindset and knowing you're going into those games and preparing for it and getting ready for it. So obviously the rest of the year in here we have something to shoot for, where you're shooting for the playoffs to have those type of feelings and playing those big games.
How much are you looking forward to Thursday in the rematch in Boston?
Yeah, and it'd be fun to watch. I think more than anything, you're as much as you're a player and you love playing the game. I'm still a fan of the game, right? So it'll be fun to watch. I'll definitely be on my couch that night watching and tuning in and paying attention.
Just can you speak to just the rivalry, the U.S.-Canada rivalry, the way it's just kind of taken off for the last several years?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see in like the World Juniors, the Americans are getting better, and we've been winning a lot of those. And then I just think the talent level coming from the United States has been incredible. Guys are getting better and better. Some of these players that are coming up these days are, impact players right away, or some of the best players in the league, and we didn't really have that, say, 5-10 years ago, right? I think the talent level is incredible. The depth too. We had some good players back in 2010, 14, 16, but I think the depth is just deeper than it's ever been, as far as like skill and talent and being able to play at a high level. So it's fun to see where the American game has gone, and obviously the Canadians, they're always going to be right there too. I mean, you can argue they have 2-3 of the best players in the tournament with McDavid, McKinnon, and Crosby, right? So they're always going to be there, but it's fun seeing the American side kind of, I don't want to say reach their level yet because it's a long way to go, but definitely be competitive with them.
The weather in Cabo must have stunk.
Yeah. No, it was a good trip. I mean, it was nice to get away. I mean, I think obviously I was just coming off injury and I'm starting to feel good, so I'm excited to play, and then all of a sudden you got 2 weeks off. It's kind of tough, but it's still you try to use it to your advantage, right, and give the body a rest, and the mind too. I think that's important. Like I said, obviously in the back of your mind we have 27 games left, and they're going to be huge games to get into the playoffs, but just try to kind of leave that all here and just enjoy some time away.
Fishing, golf, what are you doing down there?
Not really either, to be honest with you. Just kind of relaxing, we were by the pool on the beach, hanging out with my kid, just kind of enjoying the time and just relaxing, to be honest with you. Nothing too crazy or nothing really besides just like relaxing and enjoying the time.
No late nights at Cabo Wabo?
No.
When did you get back?
My kid goes to bed at like 5 o'clock with the time change. So, like I said, I was rushing, putting them in bed, and then going to the TV and watching the Four Nations game. So. But it's nice. It's nice to just get away and enjoy, like you said, the weather's incredible down there. It's 75, 80, sunny every day, and you can just relax and enjoy that stuff. It's good.
You didn't like what you were coming back to?
I like the weather. I like the snow. I feel like it's hockey weather, to be honest with you. So I like coming in and seeing that it's not too warm here, seeing the snow on the ground, and knowing that it's still hockey season.
It's good, just enough hockey to watch to keep you engaged a little bit, but it was good. Just don't have too much else to say about it.
You getting into the Four Nations and watching
A little
the games?
bit. I don't really like. I guess I wasn't that excited, I should say, but I think like everybody, I got drawn into it as it went. Yeah.
Did you watch Saturday, I assume?
Yeah, I watched Saturday.
What did you think? Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool. I mean, I played with Matt Kachuk and Sam Bennett and a few of those guys, so I thought it was like a little weird to kind of see them on different teams there, but yeah, I think ultimately just good for the sport, and everybody wants more eyeballs and attention and more money for everybody. I probably shouldn't say that, but I think that's good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can sense just the intensity of those U.S.-Canada games and how just that rivalry's kind of really taken off here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, crazy. All four teams. Honestly, I was really impressed with all four teams. I thought Finland had a great team, and they brought it down to the wire last night there with Canada. And for sure, that rivalry probably, given the things happening off the ice, probably escalated a little bit more because of that, which was good, I think. Kind of a little proxy, but yeah, like I said, just good for the sport.
Thanks, Alex.
How was moving and everything?
Well, if a 8-day, 9-day break is all about moving, I hit a home run. But my wife did almost all of it, so she's a godsend. But yeah, it was a very different break for us. But we're settled and ready to go.
You didn't drive it that whole way, did you?
No, but Jans did. Jans has a dog that's almost the size of a horse, so he and his wife left after us and drove and ran into weather, and they should be arriving probably about now in Detroit, about obviously a few hours late, but that happens.
So how many days would that be, Todd? I mean, it would be about what?
Well, he did it in 2.5 days, and I believe he had to go, there's two routes, you can go north and south, and I think he had to take the southern route through Texas and then back up because of weather, but I believe he still hit weather.
What kind of dog? Great Dane?
Something mountain.
Bernie's mountain dog.
Yeah. You'll have to ask him about that one.
Yeah.
Todd, the Four Nations Cup, and specifically what Dylan did against Canada, how nice was it for him to he hasn't been able to play in the playoffs much in his career, to have him get the spotlight on him on that stage?
Well, I think full disclosure first, I haven't been able to watch enough of it or a lot of it. No TVs, no Wi-Fi. Try and just stream off the Wi-Fi world. It stops and it starts. So I spent a lot of time watching highlights and then going back to watch a bit of it. But I did pay attention to Dylan and Razor as well. For both of them, obviously an incredible experience that isn't over yet, obviously, for Larks. It's one thing to go and be on the team. It's another thing to go be on the team and be a factor. And both of them were factors for their team. So that's a real good sign. It gives them experience that they wouldn't have got otherwise. When an organization hasn't been in the playoffs for a number of years, a lot of players don't have playoff experience. It may be with other teams. We've got guys with Stanley Cups here. But as a group, we haven't experienced that yet, and it still is different. I can tell you that. It's different when you do get there. But this opportunity cannot hurt either of them.
How beneficial are these days, just almost like a mini camp for you 6 weeks into the job?
Yeah, the players are, I think they're excited about being back here. They are not video or meeting fatigued anymore because they haven't had it for 8 days. So now's a real good time to tap them a little bit. We spent a little more time on video stuff we had talked about but really hadn't seen. We have spent time showing them video of our time here instead of showing them maybe LA Kings clips or, to explain our points. We can now show Detroit Red Wing clips, which is a real positive. And then we took it onto the ice, and the ice, there was a lot of skating today, up and down. Not a lot of stops and starts and battling, but long skating. Try and work them back into it. Thinking about groins and hip flexors, things that normally go when you overdo it. And we'll build as the next few days go on with new concepts and new ideas.
What is going to be the emphasis then, Todd? Are you going to do more? Is it going to be more conditioning or more putting your stuff in, basically?
Well, both. I think, today we could have just lined them up and said, okay, skate. We get nothing out of that. But we did do that with a lot of game scenario situations involved. So I think we got better condition and got our legs going again, but we also did it with a purpose, a game purpose. We spent today working on offensive concepts, forecheck and entries and stuff like that. We'll start working back to our end tomorrow. There's going to be some special teams, face-off scenarios. We haven't even talked about any of that since we've been here. Just not enough time. So we'll get as much in as we can in 3 more days, and then it's time to play again.
You don't anticipate Dylan at all, right, for this
No, we'll likely see him
Saturday?
Saturday morning, I guess. But I'm not too worried about that. Him and Razor have both been skating so much that, Razor's, I'm going to connect with him probably after we talk. He's reached out and wants to know what the plan is. I want him to get some rest and be able to put his feet up a little bit and get ready for this next push. So we'll deal with that. And Dylan, we have no option. It's just he comes back and plays, but we'll be well aware of his need for some time off, some days off. So when you see that, you'll probably ask me if he's injured or not. It'll be one of those days.
You mentioned after that last game before the break that you kind of can't take the group back to that exact emotional space 2 weeks later. But what goes into trying to kind of tap back into the things that were working?
Well, we tried. We talked about it today. I know that this group has been really good with challenges, whether it comes from the head coach or maybe the assistant coach or the leadership group, back-to-back on the road in Alberta and BC. Huge challenge for us. We failed it, going from somewhere to Dallas. Where were we? Tampa to Dallas. We didn't play real well. We lost in Tampa. We lost in Dallas. That was a challenge that they accepted. And I thought the one challenge we did fail was that Tampa Bay game. Last game, we didn't take a penalty. We gave up 22 shots, 24 shots on goal, somewhere in that range. Got scored on 5 times. Should have been 6 or 7 with some of the chances that they missed. And I was disappointed because I didn't think we accepted that challenge. And I think we gave ourselves permission to get to the break 4 hours early. And we can't afford that, and it's unacceptable. So we did take them back to that today. Not with video, but just with a conversation. And they will see some of it, but it's the emotional tie to the game's gone already. But just to see and remind, I think it's important.
I got to imagine it helps a lot to be right there on the playoff line as you kind of send that message of Pittsburgh.
Well, it can't hurt, but I'd like to think that we're a group that, regardless of where we are in the standings, that's important to them. We'll have a better long-term look to our team if we value that at any point of the year. And we have to instill that in them, not just because, hey, we're close. It's because we're Detroit Red Wings and we're trying to get better every day. That will be the theme.
How have you seen in Patrick Kane? Is he looking more like Patrick Kane can be, or?
See, now, in fairness to Patrick and all of you that asked me that question, I've only known Patrick as a Red Wing from Christmas till now, and he's reminding me a lot of a 28, 29, 30-year-old Patrick Kane. Some of the things that he's doing, maybe fewer minutes, but I don't know what happened before. I know the injury, all that type of stuff. I only know him as I've seen him, and we'll take that any day.
Seemed like he had really good legs in that Tampa game. Did you notice the same thing?
He did. We double shifted him down the stretch. I think in the last 6-7 minutes, had him on different lines. He skated well, and it is it's interesting in my experience, some of the older players find ways to have legs on nights when you don't expect them to. Even today, I thought he skated really well. You know, I don't know what his holiday looked like or anything like that, but I just have a pretty good idea that he understands who he is, what he needs to do, whether it's on the ice or away from the rink, to be ready and take care of himself, and he obviously did that over the break.
Hey, were you able to watch USA Canada Saturday or not?
Will I be able to?
Did you miss
that was the one. I saw bits and pieces. I turn it on the computer. You know when your computer freezes and then you get mad and eventually you just throw it away? Yeah, that was me in between boxes. And
well, Saturday and then just coming to this game coming up Thursday, how much can it help the league? I mean, it just seems like everybody was talking about it.
Yep.
And it's got to be a big bonus.
Well, I'm obviously a big believer of the league. You know, the word help is not one that I think our league needs. It's a real good, entertaining sport. It enhances what we're already doing, and the emotion and the drive. I was asked by so many people, and I didn't know how to answer. What will these games be like? Are they going to play hard, or is this going to be like an all-star game? I think they clearly answered that, and that's why you're asking me that question. If it was the other way, the question would have come out a whole lot different, and we would have been discussing, you know, what do we do now? But I think it just enhanced what we already do as a real good entertainment product.